Welcome to The Art of Being Unstoppable, the podcast where we will go beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Be part of down-to-earth, no BS conversations where we will explore hot topics on love and money, relationships and business, beauty, and who we get to be with all that shit in between. With our insights and your actions, let's be unstoppable together. Let's go.
It is December 31st, 2025, and we are wanting to talk to you about what do you want to bring into 2026?
A hot, hunky man.
Put
That's what I want to bring into
it out there.
2026.
Put it out there. I love it.
You want me to give you the, the specs
deets?
on that?
Mhm.
The deets.
Love it. I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions. I think that a lot of the times it's like we set ourselves up for failure, and that may sound not good, but that's just my feelings about that. So when I do like December 31st, I like to write a letter to my future self, and then I like to read that letter the next year. So I've been doing that now for the last few years, and I really like that. I get to see where I was and where I've come and kind of where I'm going next. So I'm excited because I have a December book that I, jot things down in and write about my kids and, where they're at. And I kind of share my year in my December book and then what's to come. So I was flipping in it because we talked about in our last episode about that last piece of paper, and I couldn't remember what mine said, and it's not in there. So anyway, it's got to be somewhere. But so I want to ask you, if you could say if there's 3 things that you want to bring into, let's start with number 1 and then I'll do number 1. We'll go back and forth. So what is the most important thing to you to bring into 2026?
Getting my book published, doing a book launch, and creating a retreat around the concept of my book. For
Love
sure.
that.
No doubt about it. That's happening. I think that my number 1 and the last one last year, getting the first draft done, but actually getting it out there, that's the first thing.
I love that. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
My first thing, and my husband can listen to this when we post this, I want my center to be complete this year. I want to have my house back. Not that I don't love my clients coming into my home, because I do. And my home's always been that place. Come on in. Love to have people. But I need and want my own space. I want a space to be able to create. I want a place to be able to record the podcast in person when possible. I want my space complete. And in 2026, my space is going to be complete. That's my first and foremost.
I love that. I love that. Okay, now my second one, this is something that I literally have been saying for the last 5 years. It's on my resolution. Every year I say I want to do this, but I truly do want to be the healthiest version of myself. And I know I have a blocker around this. I kind of feel like I know where it comes from. I see it. I know the story. I know it's playing in the background. But for the last few years, it's been a real blocker. You know what I mean? Like almost I've been self-sabotaging and resisting being the healthiest version of myself. But I want it all. Like I want the business, I want the body, I want the relationship. I want it all. And before I always felt like that was maybe a little greedy or a little selfish, or I remember people saying, you can't just have it all, Tina. But now this year, yes, I want it all. So number 2 on my list is the healthiest version of myself.
And it's funny you say that, because that is one of my, and I drew that card at Tina's workshop a couple weeks ago. I drew that card and it was health. And health can be my superpower, and I want to be the healthiest version of myself as well. And around that, I say that because I see my daughters, and my youngest daughter has lost well over 100 pounds. Plus, she has this wonderful coach in her corner. Like, this girl, I'm telling you, she coaches her, and my daughter says to me, well, this week wasn't quite as hard. I didn't cry. And and just for anybody listening, you want to know who the coach is? It's Tina. And Tina has really and truly, she transformed my life. And I know that you say that I did the work, but yes, I did do the work. But because you asked me and you opened me up to being able to do the work, you got me to see things that I couldn't see. And I want to be able to see those things that I couldn't see. I want to take myself to the next level. I'm 57. I'll be 58 in September. I'm not going to hit 60 and feel like shit. I'm going to hit 60 and be able to still run around with my grandkids and be able to just live my best life. That is what I want in 2026 as well.
Yeah, yeah. When I used to be a health coach, I used to ask, what do you why is it important to you? And keep digging. Like, well, why is that important to you? And why is that important to you? And
Yeah.
when I'm going through my why, my and I this might sound really, I don't know, a bit superficial, but I look at my daughters and they're so smart and they're doing great things and they're just amazing. I want to be the best version, not just for me, but for them. I want
Yeah.
them to be proud of their mom and I want them to be like, yeah, that's my mom. Yesterday I showed up to my daughter's volleyball game, literally almost wearing pajamas and slippers with
You
my
were
hair
not
in a
wearing
ponytail,
pajamas. You were
but
not
they
wearing
look like
pajamas. Let's just say she had on a cute little lounge outfit, which is very good to wear. You looked super cute. It was navy blue with your beautiful blonde hair and your beautiful blue eyes. You looked adorable. Just saying,
okay,
because
well,
she was here first, so I know that. Anyway,
then it was funny because my youngest daughter said, "Well, just do up your jacket." So I went to go do up my jacket. I couldn't do it up. It was too small from last year. Like, I was literally busting out at the seams, like, over my chest.
yeah,
You know, I could not finally, I did. I, like, closed it, but it was like a sausage, and when I sat down, I thought, "I'm gonna rip this, this
yeah,
zipper." But I just I want to be 100% authentically me.
yeah.
And I
Love
feel
that.
like I'm not 100%, I've been go, go, go and breakdown and da, 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 all this stuff. But it's like, okay, now that that's complete and now that the book is going to be complete and that now that I have ease, then the next thing is I have time to go to the gym.
Yeah,
But I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning and do my spirituality and do my little routines but my routine never included going to the gym. And I
mhm,
know I'm a morning person and I know if I wait till at night, chances are I'm not going to go. And so I I want to get into that morning routine again where
yeah,
it's not just I want to have I want to have a 4-hour morning routine. Yeah, I'm going to
yeah,
get up at 5:30. I'm going to take care of my cats.
yeah.
I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to study my Kabbalah. I'm going to get started. Like that's what I want. I
Well,
want
can I say
to,
something about that? Because you can have that. The difference is that you never chose that this past year, especially because it was always go, 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 go in your work, right? And you've
yeah.
changed that. You've shifted that so profoundly that now you get to ask yourself, what does my morning routine look like? And create it for yourself, girl, because you can,
Oh, I know. And isn't that funny how we just make other things such a priority and now it's like, okay,
right?
I this is the truth. I'm afraid that if I'm an all or nothing person. I go all in and I go all in, but I've never gone all in all areas of my life. I'm all in business, or I'm all in relationship or all in with my health and something kind of falls to the back burner. Now it's like, what would it be like if I was all in all areas of my life? You know, like all in with my health, all in with my relationships, all in with my business and my family and can make everything work. What if it's not all or nothing? What if
It
it's just
isn't
that
all or nothing, and you know it's not
alignment?
all or nothing. You know
Yeah.
that. You would
But
coach around
okay,
that.
but listen, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I know there are people out there that are listening right now where it's like, of course we know that. We know we don't have, of course we know, but we don't embody it. I
We
don't
don't.
embody that, because I always think, well, and this is the hyperachiever. If I do this, what ball's gonna drop? And so it's not just a physical act of doing, it's a real mindset shift
Oh,
around, well, what would it take to create this? What do we have to let go of? What do we need to step into? So it's like it's easy for other people to be like, "Of course." And you always look at those people, okay, I'm going to just say it. You look at those people that have the perfect health, right? They look so great. And then they're like, "Oh, I spend all day at the gym and what do I'm a, my husband works and I
okay,
don't
that's
work." It always
bullshit.
seems
Calling
no,
bullshit.
no, 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 no. It always seems that very few people have it all together. There's something that if they have all of this and all of this, something's missing, like in their relationship or something. I'm telling you, if you
Okay,
look at the majority of people,
absolutely.
no,
Yes, for sure.
one person that has all of it together, their whole life together,
No
everything
one
works.
ever has everything together all the time because life is a roller coaster and you're not going to have it all together either. But what you are going to be able to do is align the things that make sense to you and that are important to you. Because you would call anybody out on that. You would call forward anyone that said that. I don't have time. What do you mean you don't have time? Time's bullshit. You have time. And it's about creating what's going to work best for you. And you said that to me the other day. I'm a morning person. Okay, so then you get up and you schedule that in your day, and you don't have to do it 5 days a week. You can do it 3, and maybe 2 days you go for a half hour or an hour walk. You know what I mean? Like, and because that's where I was 3 years ago, Tina. 3 years ago, I wanted to do everything. And guess what? It doesn't work because we think that we have to keep. And that's what you're starting to see, that you get to not do that. So stepping into doing it because you want to and not because you have to, and because you have to sit behind that computer for 8 hours a day to get something done. You know that doesn't work. You've learned so much in a year. And I want my health to be very important. Like, it is a very big priority for me. And I am going to schedule in non-negotiable time for that. I am. I have started my routine. I've started implementing it into my schedule. Because if it's in my schedule, I know I won't let it go. And you
Mhm,
won't
mhm.
either, because your schedule is very important to you.
See, and this is what we were talking about last episode, like getting to know nothing. Because when you have this persona, the one thing that I hang on to is hyperachiever
Yep.
and results producer. So I also have this story playing in the background that I'm only going to play games that I know I can win because I don't like to be a loser. And this is another story. I know where that comes from. But when I think about taking it on, I'm like, this is what if if I were to take it all on, I would be in the best shape of my life. I would have the best business, the best, like everything. Like that's what I want. And then there's something in my head that says, but that's not possible. I know it is. I know that it is. But there is a part of me that's always 49 years of my life. The way that I've operated is something falls when something else. And so that's the pattern I have to break through. The pattern that I have to break through is, oh, when I was all in at Landmark, I sacrificed my business. When I was all in my relationship, I sacrificed my health. So it's not that I don't know this at an intellectual level, it's an embodiment of letting go of the stories that got us here.
Right.
And that is like a peeling back. That's a layer, you know?
And I get that, and I do, and I know, but I truly believe that if you want ease and flow and your life to be like that, it's not about the go, go, go. You said that already. So by adding it into your calendar and being able to say to yourself, okay, what does my Monday look like? Okay, I'm going to get up at 5:30. I'm going to do my Kabbalah. I'm going to do my, spend some time with my cats. And then I'm going to go to the gym. When I get home, I'm going to shower. And my day starts at 10 a.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll start my day at 8 a.m. and I'll choose to go for a walk because it's booked in my calendar at noon. I know you, and I know that it is not, you have set your mind to do this year, and I can pretty much guarantee you, people, that this will happen because when you set your mind to something that you really choose and you really want to do, you do it without
That's
any
the
of
key.
the reasons and excuses because it's not you are an action. You are a action taker. So it's about creating this for yourself in an alignment, not in a balance, because some days you're going to, oh, I'm not, you know what? Today I didn't have any bookings today. I think I'm going to spend an hour and a half at the gym or 2 hours because you're going to be able to. So that flexibility for you is going to happen because you're allowing it to happen. Right? So,
Yeah, and this is the thing. Listen, we always have some sort of resistance when it comes to certain areas of our life. Even though I'm a
absolutely.
coach, even though I have thousands of hours of training and development, I'm not immune to resistance.
Oh, no.
And that's the thing with, seeing i- it's like once you choose it, just like when I chose to drink or chose not to drink, I just let it go. But it has to be a very like, "This is so important for me," and if it is, but we're not choosing it, it's because there's a risk that's unconscious. There's a
Yes.
pattern that shows up that has us unconsciously put on our brakes, and when we think that we know what that is, if I knew what it was, I would just get rid of it, but clearly,
Absolutely.
I don't see it, there's something else that's in my blind spot because when we're hearing about it, yeah, it's easy. You can make your own schedule, you can go to the gym, you can do this, you can do that, and people can tell us that, but if we're not doing it, we're
I know.
not taking those actions, and we're not getting the results that we want, it's because the risk is greater than the reward at an unconscious level,
Yes.
and sometimes that is deep, and that
Yeah.
is sometimes shifting our identity, because
Yes.
when I was 15% body fat, and everybody's like, this is one of the blockers that I have is people would say, "Oh my gosh, you look so great. What are you doing? Are you starving yourself? You're too skinny. You're too this." I couldn't handle being different. So I went back to be like everybody else because under the radar, if I'm like everybody else, I don't have to deal with that. But I see it.
Mhm.
So it's not that. It's got to be something deeper than that
Yep.
because I'm a certified health coach. I know exactly what to do. It's
Exactly.
not hard for me to release weight, to get back into great shape. I'm pretty active. It's not that. There's something that I've
In the
attached
back.
to
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
in the back that's hiding in my blind spot that has
Yeah.
me say, "No, you don't wanna do this." Even though I keep saying, "Yes, I do. Yes, I
Mhm.
do. Yes, I want this." And I think there's a part of it being single is like I have this belief, will people actually see me, who I actually am, or just the outside? And that's another thing. I don't know where
Yeah.
that comes from. There's
Yeah.
a lot here, you guys. So we don't need to
Absolutely.
unpack all of my drama,
Oh, no. I
but
mean,
we
but
do
you know
need
what?
to
It's equal too.
it's real.
Exactly. And Tina, I feel the same way. There's something blocking me as well. I know that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm going to get to the bottom of that so that I can
yeah,
move forward in being in the best health of my life.
yeah.
So
Beautiful.
what's
What's your number 3?
that's what I was just going to ask you.
Oh,
What's your number three? My number three is I am going to okay. This is more around my family and my friends and my family. I am going to be able to have the means to spend and give experiences to each one of my children this year. I want to have an experience with each one of them individually. I want to create memories and moments throughout this year and continue to stay present in my life. I am putting
Love.
aside this for presence.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what I'm going to. And I am actually going to maybe even insist on that when you're here, that you're present and you're in communication with me, because I think it's
Yeah.
important. I feel it's very important in my life. And I think that that's what's missing for most of us, is that we're all in 10 places at once. We're on
Yeah,
Facebook
exactly.
because we're checking this and we're here and we're checking our messages and we're trying to be everything for everyone. And that's what burns us out the quickest. So presence and making really special memories this year. I'm cutting out gifts this year for birthdays and such. I really want it to be more about the moments and the
Yeah,
experiences.
beautiful. I love
So
that.
that's my third.
Yeah, that's
What's your
awesome.
third?
I mean, I am attracting the man of my dreams.
Okay.
That's it. Number 3, I want um, I wanna start putting myself out there and not just, like, casually dating, but I feel like I'm ready now. I'm a pretty good version of myself. There's still things, obviously, we're a work in progress, but I would love to meet somebody who's really awesome, you know? So, I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm
Yeah.
ready to
No.
receive.
All right.
Because I know business is already gonna be great. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about that, but that would be the cherry on top. Not that I need it,
No,
I'm perfectly
but
great
it's
being
a
alone.
want.
Yeah, I
You
have
want
my
it.
cat. My cats are so cute. But yeah, that would be the 3rd thing. I do want to have a relationship. Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
Okay. Well, I love that. And I would
yeah.
like to say again, Happy New Year to everyone listening today. And I hope you have the most beautiful 2026. And I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you again soon. Well, friends, that is the end of our episode today. If you love this episode, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And please share us with your friends and tag us on your socials at The Art of Being Unstoppable. So for today, have yourself a beautiful day and let's be unstoppable together. See you next time.